Hey guys, in this video you'll learn how to make a deep house beat. This will be a good foundation for you to build your grooves in your songs on. In the description below you'll have a link, you'll have access to my Ableton file which will contain the MIDI files as well, which you can use in your tracks. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to be able to stay up to date with my weekly music production tutorials. This deep house beat I'll be building is a foundation you can build on. The idea here is for you to understand what the main elements are for a simple deep house groove. So let's get started. We have a MIDI channel here, I've called it house. We will pick a drum kit right now because we're going to be writing the drum groove for the deep house track. So on the left panel, we click on drums for the drum kits. I'm going to pick the 909 chord kit. So we'll drag it in the MIDI channel. We'll then loop a 4-bar loop by selecting the range and clicking on Command L. Now I disabled it, so I'll re-enable it. And then we'll right-click. Once you've selected the part, you'll right-click and choose Insert MIDI Clip to create the MIDI clip. We'll click on it, go in the piano roll. We'll hear the kick and the snare and the hi-hat sounds. In this tutorial, I'll be using more of a clap than a snare. Here's a closed hi-hat and the open hi-hats. So we'll start off by changing the grid to 1/4 because there's 4 kicks per bar in house music in general. We'll put in 4, copy paste it, put one more. Let me just fix this up quickly. Here we go. 4 on the floor kick, there's 4 kicks per beat. Now we'll stay on the 1/4 beat grid right here. We'll choose the clap and put it on every second quarter beat. So 2 and 4. Copy paste this. Please note that I'm doing this tutorial in 120 BPM. You could do it in 115, 125. This works in pretty much this range, which is the house range, right? So let's now, for the hi-hat, the open hi-hat, which is very specific, we'll go on the 1/8 grid and we'll put an open hi-hat on the end of each beat. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. So this is the sound. We'll copy paste it for the 4 bars. As a typical house, deep house groove, right? So now we're going to add a close hi-hat. We'll use the one that's slightly more open, this one. So let's change the grid to 1/16. 1/16 means there's 4 notes. You can fit 4 notes in a quarter beat. Times 4, that's 16. That's why it's 1/16. So 1/16, 2/16, 3/16, 4/16, 5/16, 6/16, all the way up to 15/16, 16/16. So what we'll do is we'll put on a second. So we'll put the first close hi-hat 1/16 of a beat before the open hi-hat comes in. And as for the second hi-hat, 1/16 beat after. We'll copy paste this for now and see what it sounds like. This is kind of cool because it gives a cool swing. The drummer will be playing the hi-hat with a nice rhythm. So a cool way to make this a bit more interesting is removing the last closed hi-hat, so it feels like there's some type of change happening here until it kicks back in. So another technique is, well, first off, when you're writing drums, it's always cool to, instead of inputting it like I'm doing right now, if you could put on a launch pad, set up your sounds and play them. So run the record button and just keep on playing until you get a decent sounding groove. It just sounds more natural. Your velocities will be different every single time, and it'll feel much more like what a real drummer would sound like, because every stick hit that a drummer has is slightly different volumes, which makes it human. It doesn't sound robotic. So to kind of imitate that, if you're bad with rhythm and you don't want to play it necessarily, you could select a couple of the hi-hats along the way, and pressing shift so it leaves the other ones selected, and I'll just reduce the velocities here. And I could pick a couple of other ones, just pick at random. Reduce them a bit. You can pick a couple of the claps. Oop, moved it. Maybe reduce them. Other claps, raise them. Don't touch the kick that much. The sounds are slightly breathing more because it just feels like it's a bit more alive. So yeah, I've also had fun with other types of beats. I'll show you guys right now. In terms of beats, this is pretty much it. Make sure if you can play it, if your timing is good, if not, practice your timing. Play and record your hi-hats, record your claps, record your kick. You'll understand it better. It'll come across better as well. So that's very important. So I just had fun with a couple of different types of beats as well. I'm not a drum and bass or a jungle expert whatsoever, but just I use kind of like the same methodology. But you see, BPMs are more at 170. So let's take a quick listen for the drum and bass groove. And this is the jungle groove. So yeah, it was just fun having fun, because once I did the house one for the tutorial, I said let me do one for drum and bass and jungle. You'll have access to these MIDI clips as well, all of them. So that's about it. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comment below, or any topic ideas you might have. And as I mentioned below, in the description below, there's a link you click on and you'll have access to this file with the MIDI files that come with it. And as always, don't forget to like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. See you guys next time.